Good afternoon, everyone. You're very welcome to the race watch along. So this is the London E-Prix. Once again, a double header this weekend. We'll have the second race tomorrow as well. And what's interesting here is it's an indoor-outdoor type of race. So it's through the London Exhibition Centre, the Excel Arena, or whatever it's called. Yeah, so looking forward to it. So thank you very much for those of you who are joining us. Send in some comments. Let us know what you think. What are your predictions for the race? We're getting there. We're going to start very, very soon. There's somebody on stage performing at the moment. Not sure who it is. I'm literally just after tuning in on Channel 4. So I'm watching on Channel 4 today, which is different for a change. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're looking forward to the race. We have Lynn on pole position today. And this excites me quite a bit because Lynn has been one of those drivers who's been knocking on the door of a good result for quite some time now. And I personally, I would love to see him do really well here. So we're in the final countdown. Let me see. So it's going on 3 p.m. It's 3 p.m. now. So the race will be starting in just about 3 minutes. So before we get into the race, let's have a look at what happened last time out. So round 11, it was Sam Bird who won the race and he ends up on top of the championship as a result. Nick Cassidy, very consistent again. He's in second place. And we had Antonio Felix da Costa in third place. So that was also good for his championship credentials. And then when we move from there, let's just have a look at the driver standings after round 11 as we move into round 12 here in London. And this is for me, this is the beauty of Formula E, and it's also can be perceived as being a downside as well. But we have Sam Bird now on top of the championship, 5 points ahead of Antonio Felix da Costa, who in turn is actually tied in second place with Robin Frijns on 76 points. And then we have Eduardo Mortara, who's in fourth place, so he's dropped from first, moving into the previous 2 rounds of the championship, down to fourth. We have Nick Cassidy, who's moved up into fifth with a string of some very consistent results from him. Jean-Eric Verne has dropped down now into sixth place, but in saying that, he's still on 68 points, so he's still in contention. We've Rene Rast in seventh, Mitch Evans in eighth, Verline is in ninth, and he could be a lot higher if he didn't have all those penalties a couple of weeks back. We'll try our best to move past that, but I'm still struggling to get past that myself. Nick De Vries has dropped into 10th place. Looking very quickly then at the Constructors' Championship, we don't need to worry about 11th to 24th in the World Drivers' Championship right now. So in the Constructors, Virgin Racing are in first place, only 2-point lead over Tech Cheetah, and Jaguar are now up into third, and you can see they're only 5 points off the lead. So it's a really tight championship, not just for the drivers, but also for the constructors as well. And then, yes, round 10 was won by Maxi Gunter. Round 11 in New York as well was won by Sam Bird. So we had some exciting races there. And of course, who's going to win at the London E-Prix? That's the big question. Here we are lining up. So we've Alex Lynn in pole position. Jake Dennis is in second place. Also another driver I really like and would like to see him get another good result. Of course, he won a race in Valencia this year. Sebastian Buemi starts in third place. Will he be able to keep the race pace? He's been really struggling with race pace lately. Seti Camara is in fourth. Once again, strong qualifying from him. Will he be able to stay in the top 10? He really struggled for energy usage in the last race, unfortunately, and just about managed to drop out of the top 10 in the last couple of laps at New York. So anything could happen for him. Lotterer is in fifth. Nato is in sixth. Degrassi is in seventh. Sims 8th. De Vries in 9th. Ericsson is in 10th place, and we have Evans in 11th. Pascal Verline is in 12th, and then we have Rene Rast in 13th place. Stoffel van Dorn is in 14th place. We have Stoffel van Dorn in 14th place. Blomqvist then is in 15th. Mortara is in 16th. Da Costa then, one of the championship protagonists, is only in 17th place We have Sam Bird in 18th, of course, the championship leader. Turvey's in 19th. Casti is in 20th. Roland is in 21st. Frijns, also second in the championship, is in 22nd. Jean-Eric Verne in 23rd. And Maxi Gunter is in 24th. So there we go. I lost track of myself there for one quick second because we had an interruption. But there you go. So, as I said, it's Lynn on pole position and we're getting ready to go here. So this is nice timing. Let's get over to the studio. Alex Lynn by default is the race leader at the moment. Getting ready for this to get going. All right. They have the tense music on, ready to go here. Here are the lights. And we're off. Yeah, Lynn gets a good start. He manages to hold first place. Dennis is in second. And it looks like... Yeah, it looks like it's third place then for Buemi. He's kept that. Lotterer's up into fourth. Seti Camera is down into fifth. Nothing major happening there. Oh, there's two cars going through that corner there. That looks like it's Sims and Degrassi getting involved. Oh, now there's a bit of bodywork flying around and we're 3 cars wide at certain points. Sims, it looks like Sims has stopped on the track. Sims has stopped on the track. This isn't good for Sims. However, it's going a little bit better for his teammate at the moment. Small mercies, I suppose. Yeah, I think Sims got squeezed there and he had nowhere to go and he took quite a bit of damage because of that. So I'm not sure how that resulted. They'll show us a replay sooner or later. Once again, looking at the fan boost or the attack mode, always getting confused on that one. It's not fan boost, it's attack mode. So the attack mode is on a hairpin again. So it's very similar setup to what we've had in the last couple of races. So we have a yellow flag at the moment for the bodywork that's on track. Coming around now to complete the first lap. Full course yellow, it sounds like. We have a full course yellow. There you go. Full course yellow. Let's see if this works. Brilliant. So what happened there at the very start? Yeah, that car isn't moving, so the Mahindra is stuck there, and that's why we have the full course yellow at the moment. I'm not sure how easy it is going to be for them to move that car. It doesn't look like it's in the best... Yeah, possibly there's a runoff area there, and as all the cars go around now, they'll be able to take care of that. They still haven't shown us a replay of exactly what happened. Did Sims run into the wall? That's the implication, at least from the commentary team on Channel 4, that he ran into the wall. There's a Jaguar in the pit. It looks like he's out of the race. Who's this? Oh no, that's not Sam Bird, is it? Number 10, yeah, that's Sam Bird. Sam Bird is out of the race. I can't believe it. What happened to Sam Bird? Oh no, that's not good. That's definitely not what we were looking for. Okay, now here's a replay. Oh yeah, he got squeezed into the wall. Sims just got completely squeezed into the wall, and it was Sam Bird that squeezed him, was it? No, it wasn't Sam Bird, because there's Sam Bird coming through now, so it was his teammate. It looks like it might have been Mitch Evans. Full course yellow is about to end. Full course yellow is over. So racing is back underway. Jean-Eric Verne has a 10-second stop-go penalty for replacements on the car or something. Once again, very, very unclear as to what the penalty is actually for. This is infuriating. Gunter has a 10-second stop-and-go penalty for car parts replacement as well. So the exact same penalty. So I assume this was something that happened before the race. All right, back to reality. So Lynn is still leading the race. Dennis is in second, Buemi is in third, Lotterer is in fourth, Sete Camara is in fifth, Nato sixth, Degrassi seventh, De Vries is in eighth, and it's been so long since we've seen a Merc in the points. That's unbelievable. There we go. Evans is in ninth and Rast is in 10th. I think it was Evans that came together with Sims to cause that. And here we go now. Gunter is in for his stop and go penalty. Oh, he was already running towards the end, or towards the back. Oh, Jean-Eric Verne is in as well. Nice. Nice camera angle the way they just showed us that there. Smurf Gamer, you really love Formula 1. I did, but I don't like the new look of the cars. I do love Formula 1, but I find Formula 1 quite stressful. People take it a little bit too seriously. That's why I love the release that comes from Formula E. I'm not convinced about the look of the new Formula 1 cars either, I have to say. I genuinely don't believe that when they do roll out the cars next year, next March, or whenever it is, probably earlier than that February timeframe, the cars won't look like that. I really don't think they're going to look like that. All of these teams have been spending so long looking at the new rules and looking for loopholes. I'm sure the rear wings will look different. Front wings will look different. And of course the colour scheme. It won't be going for that horrible shiny colour scheme that they had. Now there's a bit of action here on track, and Da Costa has gotten past Mortara, so that puts him up into 13th place. So they're still running outside the points. Of course, if Da Costa can get into the points, that will be very good for his championship hopes. Is he the highest running championship leader at the moment? Bird is out. This is such a shame. Bird is out of the race. And where is Frijns? Frijns is down in 18th, yes. So that makes Da Costa the highest runner from the top three in the championship at the moment. Now, how is Dennis doing with Lynn? Oh, team radio from Dennis. Oh, so he's saying that Lynn is backing them up in the hairpins. That's interesting. Well, you know, it's down to the race leader to decide how fast he wants to run this race. And in particular, when it comes to the very end of the race and the energy usage as well, that's always an issue. So we'll see. But if Dennis feels that strong about it, by all means, go ahead, take the lead. Run the race yourself. We'll see what you can do. Has anybody taken attack mode yet? Degrassi, Van Dorn, Da Costa, Cassidy, and Frijns. I don't think that's attack mode that they have. 7 minutes, 7 minutes 22. That's definitely not attack mode. 1 kilowatt hour energy reduction as well because of the full course yellow. So that doesn't help with the energy usage. Casta Depol. I hope I said your name right. Hello, how are you? Yeah, so they're just telling Da Costa now that Bird is out of the race. That's good for him, but he's still outside of the points. He's in 12th though. He's quite close to the points. And so is that Mortara? No, it's Nato taking the attack mode. It didn't look like he lost too many positions in taking that. He possibly lost out there to De Vries, but he's managed to stay ahead of Degrassi. So that is attack mode that I've seen. So they must be going for a different type of attack mode this weekend. This is lasting a really long time, this attack mode. It looks like it's about 8 minutes of attack mode. So will there be only one attack mode? I said it right. Lol. Casta Depol. I was trying to remember how I said it now. That's good that I said it right. Great to have you with us today. And I hope you're enjoying the race. So far, I feel like we're missing just a little bit of action here. I want to see Dennis get the move done on Lynn if he really does feel that strongly about being slowed down here. Of course, let's see what happens when the race leaders take their attack mode. Oh, we have the helmet cam for Di Grassi today as well. That's good. I know in qualifying, the little bit of the qualifying that I see, oh, both the race leaders have taken attack mode and they've kept first and second. Dennis was watching very carefully to see what Lynn is doing, and it looks like he's decided to replicate him. So it's definitely 8 minutes attack mode that they get now. Catching me on the hop again, though. I don't like the way that they've changed the rules coming into this race. I didn't notice it on any of my news feeds, but there you go. We learn something new constantly. It would be good, though, if they could agree on what they want to do moving forward, especially when we move into next year's championship. I don't like the fact that they're constantly changing the rules and that there's such a lack of clarity as to what's happening. Okay, Da Costa now is all over the back of Ericsson, and that's the battle they're showing us at the moment. This, of course, will be for 11th place, so this gets Da Costa one step closer to the points again. And every point will be critical in this championship, the way it's going at the moment. Okay, a whole bunch of cars going through this hairpin here, side by side. They're coming through cleanly enough. Di Grassi has about 4 minutes of attack mode left. Well, just under 4 minutes. So he'll be the first one to expire his attack mode now. De Vries is up into 6th, by the way. There's Sete Camara taking his attack mode. He's lost a whole bunch of positions, though, in doing that. Di Grassi has been tagged. What happened to Di Grassi? They haven't updated the timings. Sete Camara didn't lose a load of positions. He's still in 6th place, and it looks like he's just ahead of Di Grassi here. Was it he who tagged with Di Grassi? Tangled? Crashed? Smashed? Whatever the word you want to use. Di Grassi. Di Grassi gets past Sete Camara. So that's Di Grassi up into 6th place now. Buemi seems to be holding on to 3rd place just fine. Lotterer in 4th. That's a strong position for him as well. Lotterer not the best in racing conditions. Oh yes, Di Grassi just didn't leave enough room there for Sete Camara. Sete Camara really had nowhere to go. I'm not sure I would be putting the blame solely on Sete Camara for that one. He got squeezed and he had no choice. Luckily, it didn't turn out too bad. So Di Grassi just ran a little bit wide. It wasn't a full-on spin or anything like that. Oh, Da Costa. He runs into the back of Ericsson. Alex Lynn and Jake Dennis, now the commentary team are just saying, and they're showing us the gaps on the screen at the moment. No, they're not. That's the attack mode. So we're not seeing the gaps, but they're saying there's 4 seconds gap now between Lynn and Dennis in 1st and 2nd, all the way back to Buemi. This is kind of what I had suspected. Buemi doesn't have the race pace in that car for whatever reason. He does very well in qualifying always, but when it comes to the race, he just drops backwards. So Lotterer will be trying very hard now to get past Buemi. I think they showed us a shot of those two cars just a little while ago. Sete Camara and Di Grassi are under investigation. I don't know. I think it was a racing incident. I truly believe that Di Grassi just didn't give Sete Camara enough room in that move. But we'll see what they come back with. It wouldn't be unlike Formula E to come up with some crazy penalty. Rast is actually running in 9th as well, so we've both Audis running in the top 10. Oh, Sete Camara! He's come together with Nato. What the heck happened there? Was Nato trying to go across for attack mode and got tangled? It was a very awkward looking move. I don't think he was going for attack mode there. How are we doing? So we've just over 30 minutes left of this race. Of course, we have the one additional lap at the end as well. Nato now has his sights set on Rast. Rast is up into 7th, just behind his teammate. Great progress from Rast. Rast doesn't have attack mode, so he's going to feel pressure now from Nato. Rast has made up 6 places in this race so far. De Vries actually has made up 4. Let's see if anybody has made up more than that. No, it doesn't look like it. So it looks like the rest of the drivers. There are a couple of drivers who've made up about 5 places as well. So there's some impressive moves further down the field. But yeah, not a lot happening at the front at the moment. Finally we have the gaps. So there's 0.8 of a second between Lotterer and Buemi at the moment. So Lotterer really needs to try and pull off a move here, because he's just not going to be in the mix for the race win if he holds off any longer here. This circuit looks relatively tight at certain locations, so I'm not totally convinced that they'll be able to pull off the move. The straight, though, the start-finish straight, is very wide. They of course don't have the luxury of DRS or anything like that, but you don't need that in Formula E. The cars can run very close to each other, and I'm sure they can pick up a slipstream in ideal conditions. Yeah, there's the start-finish straight now, as you can see. So it's probably not long enough to get a move done, but it's plenty wide. Oh, there's Roland and Cassidy. They've made contact. Roland has made it through. He's up into 15th. Da Costa now is still in 11th place, just behind Ericsson. Ericsson is about to run out of attack mode as well. So can Da Costa make it into the top 10? Look at that. Van Dorn now has moved up into 9th place. So that's both Mercs in the top 10. It's been a long time coming. The Mercs have been out of the points for quite a while now. Top 3 regen. That's an interesting stat to show on the screen. Dennis, Gunter and Lotterer are the top 3 for regen at the moment. I find it interesting the amount of BMW i sponsorship that is around this circuit, and we know that BMW are pulling out of the sport after this year. But I guess, you know, this is the electric field. This is where they need to sponsor their cars. So maybe they just won't have a team in the championship. They'll still continue with their sponsorship. It makes total sense, I guess. This is the demographic that will be buying electric cars in future. Lynn and Dennis have just expired their attack mode now. Dennis is right on the tail of Lynn, so he's staying in touch with him. I don't know what the plan is here. Maybe the team have been on the radio just to tell him that you have a good gap back to Buemi. Manage this race, stay behind him. You can get him at the end. And the slower we run, the better, because we have more energy for the end of the race. Somebody taking attack mode there. Oh, that's right at the back. Let me see. So that was Lynn taking his second attack mode. I was so confused. I was looking at the driver standings there. Is Sims back in the mix? But Sims, of course, is out of the race. So that was Lynn. Dennis has taken the lead. Dennis didn't take attack mode, and that's how he's taken the lead. So we do have a lead change here, which is interesting. Now is the time. Let's see if Dennis can pull away from Lynn. Lynn, of course, has the extra power that comes with attack mode. Dennis is worried now about taking attack mode. And he's on the radio saying he does not want to be dropped behind Buemi, obviously recognizing that Buemi is going very, very slowly. Well, not very slowly, but he is going substantially slower than the leaders. I don't think there's any danger of him dropping behind. But Lynn is keeping in touch with Dennis. So Dennis will definitely lose the race lead when he does go for the attack mode. It will be interesting to see. Now, will Lynn... The longer that Dennis stays out without taking his second attack mode, and by the way, this confirms that there will be 2 attack modes. So learning on the stream. He is gapping him a little bit. He is gapping him ever so slightly. So it doesn't look like Lynn will be fighting Dennis for this position. Fastest lap now for Rast. Rast, of course, is behind his teammate, but we're once again, we're not seeing the time gaps on screen, so I can't really tell you how close they are right now. Okay, yeah. They've told Lynn now that Dennis is going to be pushing. Lynn, he's doing all right. I did say it looked like there was a small bit of a gap opening up there, but he's staying in touch. He's gone ever so slightly closer to the back of Dennis there. We'll see if next time around Dennis is going to take attack mode. Of course, we have 25 minutes of the race to go, so maybe he's just waiting to the very end to take that. We saw without attack mode how close he was able to run to Lynn, so maybe attack mode is exactly what he needs at the end of the race to overtake him. And that's interesting, but of course the danger that goes with that, somebody taking attack mode, looks like Rast is taking attack mode as well. De Vries and Degrassi took attack mode. Rast is ahead of Degrassi now. Yes, okay, they've confirmed it on the screen. So Rast is ahead of Degrassi now because of that. And Rast has taken his first attack mode. He still has 1 attack mode left. Buemi and Lotterer also have 1 attack mode left. And as we know, Jake Dennis has 1 attack mode left to take as well. So Dennis and Lynn not copying the exact same strategy for the second time around on the attack mode. And that does actually raise a little bit of strategy. So fan boost, De Vries, Van Dorn, Da Costa, Verne. I think those are the same guys that get it in most of the races. I know I say that every time as well, but it really doesn't change very often. De Vries and Van Dorn usually are slam dunk to get that. Da Costa, I think he gets it at least 50% of the time, if not more. And Verne, so interesting, the 2 Mercs and the 2 Tech Cheetahs. So great consistency across the teams there. I thought there were 5 attack mode or 5 fan boosts. I can only assume that Bird or Sims, probably Bird, got the other one. Buemi and Lotterer both have taken attack mode. And De Vries had the position there. And he... So Dennis hasn't taken his attack mode yet. 5-second penalty for Nato for causing an incident at turn 17. And there's a bit of action here going on between Rast and his teammate Degrassi. So Rast has remained ahead of his teammate for the time being. Lynn has only 2 minutes of attack mode left now as well. Dennis wants to take his attack mode, so he, as he said himself, he doesn't want to take the risk. Oh, look at that. René Rast. Now, all over the back of Lotterer. Lotterer, of course, doesn't have attack mode because he missed it when he went for it. That's a disaster for Lotterer. And now he has to contend with both of the Audis. Of course, he will have attack mode to come still because he has to try and activate that. You must take it before the end of the race, both of them, or else you get penalised. And here we are now, right with Lynn and Dennis. Dennis will be going for attack mode, we believe, this time around. We've cut back to the battle now between the Porsche and both of the Audis. And we're back. So we're switching all over the place. There's a yellow flag out there for some reason. He doesn't take it. Dennis doesn't take it. And De Vries is interested in getting past Buemi. Rast has taken his attack mode. Lotterer has taken his attack mode. And Degrassi can't capitalise. He can't get past Lotterer. He couldn't get past there. So he's ahead of Rast now. But I'm sure when Degrassi's attack mode runs out in just over 3 minutes that he'll be all back again. So it's advantage to Rast, I would say, at this moment in time. But very good for Lotterer that he managed to hold on to 5th place there. He needs to chase down De Vries now because he's lost a lot of ground to De Vries and Buemi in the midst of all that action. So we have a couple of groups now. We have Dennis and Lynn who are out on their own in the front. Then we have Buemi and De Vries in a separate group. And then we have the Lotterer, Di Grassi, Rast group. So, Lynn ran... Well, he didn't run wide. He locked up. He ran a little bit deep there going into the corner. So there's a little bit of a gap there now, you can see, because of that. This might be the opportunity for Dennis next time round to take his attack mode and possibly keep the lead. He doesn't, and he would have made it out in first place if he went for it there because he had enough of a gap. Let's look at the replay here of what happened to Lynn. So it looks like it was a lock up. Yeah, he's locking up his front right. He just can't get it turned. He doesn't panic. He doesn't destroy his tire. So we still have Dennis in the lead here from Lynn, and Dennis has taken his attack mode. Buemi, he's about to run out of attack mode any second now, so he's just under 30 seconds left of his attack mode, and we have De Vries in 4th place. Lotterer and Rast have their attack mode, and Rast has gotten back past his teammate De Grassi. So that's as expected there, I think. Now Dennis has the attack mode. Let's see if he can capitalize on this and actually gap Lynn a little bit more. Once again, they're not showing us the gaps on screen, so it's hard to tell. Van Dorn has been informed that NATO has the penalty, and that helps him. I wonder how close Van Dorn is now to De Grassi. Can he do something about this? So yeah, both Mercs still running in the top 10, and that's as I keep saying, that's good for them because it's been so long since we've seen them running in the top 10. Strong race for De Vries. He's up into 4th place. Dennis has really opened up a gap now on 2nd place Lynn. So unless something goes very wrong for Dennis, I dare say this is Lynn's opportunity to win the race gone, which is unfortunate. Although in saying that, 2nd place will be a very, very strong result for him. A very strong result. So they're showing us an onboard at the moment. I'm not really sure who this onboard is. Oh, they've cut away from it. Look, yeah, there's Jake Dennis going around. Oh, he is completely on his own now. Completely on his own. That must be anywhere between 3 and 4 seconds. Yep, and he claims he can go faster as well. So there you go. There you go. Can he really go faster? Prove it. Prove it, Jake Dennis. If you can go faster, prove it. Just don't waste all of your energy if you do that. Nice on board here with De Vries. De Vries now pushing Buemi for 3rd place. Oh, he's gone for the move. He's gone down the inside. Yeah, he pulled it off. Very good move. Very good move. De Vries is up into third place now. De Vries is in third. Will he be able to reel in Alex Lynn before the end of this race? We have 12 minutes. Well, 12 minutes 40-ish kind of seconds left, and of course one lap, so there's plenty of time to go in this race. Now De Vries can show us what he's made of. I don't think he's used his fan boost either, so that will be a little bit more speed that he will have going down one of the straights, I assume. Unless he used the fan boost there to pull off that move. They didn't show the graphic on the screen if he was using it. I would love to see a gap now, just to see how far ahead Dennis is on Lynn. But you can see that the gap between Lynn and De Vries has closed ever so slightly. Ever so slightly. Rast now all over the back of Lotterer as well, but Lotterer's hanging in there. Dennis, unbelievably, still has 1 minute 40 seconds left on his attack mode, so one of the very few drivers to actually have attack mode left. Further down the field at the very back, I see Vern also has a little bit of attack mode. Oh, what's going on here? Ericsson and Frijns having a bit of a tangle by the looks of it. Cassidy takes the inside. Oh, all right. And Frijns was a little bit overzealous in that move there, and he really pushed into the side of Ericsson. They're probably going to investigate that as well. I think that was just Frijns being a little bit too racy there. Frijns, obviously, he wants to get into the points. He really wants to get into the points. Where is he now? Let me have a look at the listing here. I'm not finding Frijns on my list, which is impossible because he's definitely there. So he's down in 16th place. Come on, show us the timing on the screen. I want to see how big this gap is between Dennis and Lynn. I'm just going to have to start guessing again. Okay, so there's Dennis going through now. And where is Lynn? Oh, that could be 6 seconds. That could be a 6-second gap. That's my guess. Please put it on the screen right now. I want to see how correct or how wrong I was, actually. We have Da Costa here battling with Nato. So Da Costa now is in 10th place. He's in the points. He's the only one of the top 3 runners that's in the points at the moment. So every point here is critical. Of course, it's 5 points between Da Costa and Bird in first place. And we know Bird will not be getting any points in this race because he is out. Not sure actually what happened to Bird, because it was actually Evans that made contact with Sims at the beginning of the race. It wasn't Bird. Bird was much further back. So it looks like he just had some kind of issue with the car. We haven't heard yet what was going on there. Very unfortunate. It's so typical of Formula E though. There's just no consistency from one race to the next with the winners. And I know a lot of that is built on the way that we do the qualifying, and the way that if you're high up in the championship, you go out in the first group and you get the green circuit and it just isn't rubbered in and all of that. So that makes total sense. But it seems like if you win the previous race, you also get a great deal of bad luck that goes with that for the next race, which has kept things really really interesting up to this point. As it stands though, Bird will go into tomorrow's race leading the championship unless Da Costa can do something really awesome here. Looking at the replay here of De Vries on Buemi. It was a very nice move, very clean move. When we saw it on the onboard with De Vries initially, it looked like the slowest move in the world, but it's a hairpin. It's a hairpin. You can't go any faster than that. Oh, that's the onboard with Buemi. Your heart would sink. You just see the car going past there. So De Vries, Van Dorn, Da Costa and Vern haven't used their fan boost yet. So it looks like maybe Vern is using his fan boost as we speak. Jake Dennis leads 5 seconds. It's a 5-second gap. It looks like it closed ever so slightly. I still think my guess of 6 seconds on the previous lap was correct. And I guess we'll never know, so we'll just have to conclude that maybe, possibly, potentially I could have been right. But 5 seconds, that's quite a lead. That's quite a lead, 5 seconds. So he can certainly afford to coast home with this. De Vries, though, closing in on Lynn for second place. That would be an amazing result for De Vries if he's able to pull second place out of this. He's already up so many positions since the start. Where was De Vries on the starting grid? Let me just double check that. De Vries... That just doesn't help. Okay, De Vries started in 9th place, so he's up into 3rd. So that's 6 positions. That's not bad going within the top 10. That's really good going. That is pretty good racing, I have to say. Almost lost my feed there for a second. Oh, I've lost it again and it's back. Real technical issues today, I'm afraid. Real technical issues. Apologies to anybody that has been impacted by this. 4.8 seconds now between Dennis and Lynn. So Dennis is taking his foot off a little bit there because Lynn is closing the gap ever so slightly. We have 6 minutes left, plus 1 lap to go on top of that. That probably gives us 5 to 6 laps, I would guess. Maybe 5 laps left in this race. Lynn says he's pushing. He's on the team radio. He really is pushing. So he's trying his best. I don't know if he means he's trying his best to try and get the lead back, or if he's trying his best to stay ahead of De Vries. De Vries is so close to him now. De Vries really is very close to him. Can De Vries pull off this move? You just know De Vries is going to try and pull off the move before the end of the race. It's racing. What's the point? De Vries he's very racy. From watching him back in the Formula 2 days, he certainly did like to pull off a move here and there. So I am 100% expecting that he's going to try something here before the end of this race. Both of the Audis have stayed very close to each other, and Lotterer has gapped them slightly. And by gapped them, I mean it's probably just a second gap, as opposed to anything under a second. Da Costa is using his fan boost, and he's past Nato. He's made it work. He's made it work. One of the very few moves you actually see work with the fan boost. Well done, Da Costa. So that is, I guess, another point. That's 2 points, isn't it, for 9th place. That puts him within 3 of the championship lead. Da Costa then, for tomorrow's race, will be back out in Group 1 for qualifying again. So he will be probably, just going by the usual run of things, he'll probably be quite low down the order by the time the race comes around. It was a lovely move, very clean. Obviously using the extra power he had from the fan boost, and he gets the move done. An artificial move because of fan boost. Really not a big fan of fan boost, I have to say. I'm not a big supporter of fan boost, let me correct myself. I don't think it's fair. It's all about social media, blah blah blah. Formula E could put their efforts into so many other things apart from fan boost, to be honest. De Vries is really lining up Alex Lynn here. He's very close to him. Look at that. Now he's really on his tail. So I guess he will be lining up the move very, very soon here. How can he do this? De Vries, of course, he has attack mode as well. Or not attack mode, fan boost. Fan boost, fan boost, fan boost. I'll say it 100 times later so I don't forget this. I constantly get them mixed up. And here he goes down the inside the hairpin. And he's made it work. He's made it work. De Vries is into second place. What can Lynn do? Can he snap back immediately? De Vries does activate his fan boost. So that's 2 from 2. We've seen 2 drivers successfully use their fan boost to get past drivers. So as I said, it's artificial power. I'm not terribly supportive of this, but there you go. There you go. De Vries now is into second place, and that's all the way up from his starting position of, where was it? 9th place. He started in 9th. So nice 7 places up. Very good from De Vries. Now, I suspect there's just not enough time left in the race for him to do anything where he can try to catch Dennis. So, assuming Dennis has enough power to make it to the end of this race, not showing us usable power or energy again at the moment. We've 2 minutes and 1 lap left, and we haven't once seen a stat on how much usable energy the cars have. Oh, and if by magic, they're listening to me. 8% usable energy for Dennis. So 1 minute 45 plus 1 lap. Oh, we've two more laps, I guess. That will be my prediction. It's getting very interesting here between Di Grassi and Rast. Di Grassi staying very close to his teammate. In fact, Di Grassi has gotten past Rast. Di Grassi has gotten past Rast. Rast has damage on his front nose as well. I hadn't spotted that until now. %6 energy now for the top 2. Lynn has ever so slightly more energy. Buemi has slightly more at 7%. Lotterer just popped back up to 7% there, so a little bit of regen happening as we're looking at the graphic on the screen there. Nato only has 5% energy left. Blunkvist in 22nd place has 33% energy. So, if we have a situation where none of the cars are able to make it to the end, Blunkvist is all set for the win. But that's not going to happen. I really don't think that can happen. It can't happen twice in one season that we face a situation where it's like that. Just not possible. Just not possible. It would be very bad for the sport if we had another Valencia where all the cars run out of usable energy just before the end of the race. We're down to 0, so the next lap will be the last lap. Dennis has a good lead here. He's 3... let me look very closely at that. 3% usable energy. Yeah, he's 5 seconds clear of De Vries, so I think he can really do a lot of coasting here if he needs to. De Vries is, of course, still in second place. Lynn is in third. Buemi's in fourth. Buemi has stayed in the mix. Much more than I expected him to do in this race. Much more. So that's been good for him. The race pace hasn't been so bad after all. And Lotterer has managed to get away from both of the Audis. And the Audis continue to battle here. De Grassi has now fallen behind Rast. So we've missed another move. Yeah, just looking at a replay of that there. So Rast very cleanly gets past De Grassi there. It was a very clean, sensible move. We're on the final lap. Dennis is going to win. Oh, look at the usable energy though is slipping down. He's under 1% at the moment. This is always the way it ends though. I'm starting to get a little bit used to this. Range anxiety. They're really validating that for us. Really, really validating this. And here he comes around now to the start-finish straight. Jake Dennis wins. He wins, and that was a really impressive race win for Jake Dennis. Really impressive. British driver wins the British E-Prix, the London E-Prix. De Vries is second. Lynn is in third place. Buemi is fourth. Lotterer comes home in fifth. Rast finishes ahead of De Grassi in sixth. De Grassi is in 7th. Van Dorn is in 8th. De Costa finishes in 9th. Good for his championship. And in 10th place, we have Oliver Rowland. So both of the Nissan e.dams managed to finish in the top 10 as well. So it's been a good day for a lot of the teams with 2 cars finishing in the top 10. Not so much for BMW I and Andretti. They have the race winner though, and that's the main thing they will be worried about. That's the main thing they will be worried about. So it is Dennis who wins the London E-Prix. Congratulations. That's his 2nd race win this season, so he joins a group of... Sam Bird has also won 2 races. Who's the other driver? There's one other driver that has won 2 races this year as well. Can I remember who that driver... It was De Vries, of course, yes. Nick De Vries, our 2nd place man today. Very nice to see a home winner at the London E-Prix. I was secretly hoping that it was going to be Lynn that was going to win this race. It didn't turn out that way, unfortunately. But Dennis does win. Dennis, another rookie into Formula E, doing very, very well this season. Doing very well. And this will be a major boost to his championship credentials as well. And I'm sure that that will move him right up the order. I need to just quickly check. So where was Dennis in the championship standings before we came into this race? Oh, I'm not finding him in the top 10. Dennis was in 15th, so on 54 points. He'll move into the 70s after that. Oh, yeah, he's right in there now. He's right in there. He's possibly even into the top 5, definitely, but I wonder if he even breaks into the top 2 or 3. Well, that's really nice. I like all the lights they have here. There we go. 1st place, Jake Dennis. All right. All right. Joe, what time is the race? Sorry, Joe. You've missed it. It was a good race, though, if that's any consolation. I think tomorrow's race actually is going to be an hour. It's either an hour earlier or an hour later. I'll have to check that out later just to make sure. They keep us on our toes, that's for sure. Jake Dennis is very happy here. Very happy. Lots of celebrations going on, and he deserves them. It was a good race. Very, very solid win from Jake Dennis. He had the speed for the entire race. He was complaining early on that Lynn was going too slow. And he proved his point. He proved his point. He put his money where his mouth was. He proved his point. So a good win for him. I am going to leave it there for today. Thank you very much, everyone that joined us. I apologize for the technical issues that I've had today. Not sure what's going on there. It's the weekend, so the internet company is probably just acting up. But thank you for joining. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Like the video as well and hit the bell icon and leave us some comments. And just before I leave, Sam Bird unfortunately went out of the race at the very, very start. It looked like he had some kind of technical issue because I didn't notice any contact. So he retired from the race. He's still leading in the championship going into tomorrow's race, which is, I'm sure it's some kind of consolation, but very, very unfortunate that Sam Bird didn't finish this race. He was not in the mix at all. And Michael, it sure looked hard to pass at that circuit. I completely agree. The start-finish straight looked like the widest part of the circuit, but the straight wasn't very long. Some very nice moves though into the hairpins. We saw some very opportune moves during the race, so at least it wasn't impossible to overtake. And yeah, I'm looking forward to another good race tomorrow. So thank you very much everyone for joining us, and I will speak to you soon.